Hello guys, welcome to Copverse. So today we will solve another question which was asked in Zomato. So we were given a table called orders, and this is that table which contains only two columns. One is order ID and item name. Now let's look into the question. The question says Zomato's delivery system had a bug where each order item was swapped with the item in the next row based on order ID. Now write a SQL query to restore the correct order item mapping by swapping each item's value with the next order ID. If the last order ID is odd and has no pair, keep it unchanged. So what happened was, due to some bug in Zomato's delivery system, the items in the order ID were swapped. So right now we can see, like, in order ID 1, Biryani was the item, and in order ID 2, Paneer Tikka was the item. So but actually what it should have been is Paneer Tikka should be in order 1 and Biryani should be in order 2. And similarly, if we go to 3 and 4, then pizza should have been in order 3 and burger in order 4. So these have been swapped. Now you have been asked to fix this. So we have to write a query to fix this. Right. So let's get started. So if we look carefully, then if we talk about, let's say, order 1 and order 2, then we know that in place of biryani, paneer tikka should be there. So, and let's say we look at order 3, then in place of burger, pizza should be there. And similarly for order 5, pasta should be replaced by noodles. So we can see that for all odd numbers, odd order IDs or odd rows, we have to replace with the next value. And similarly, if we look at the even cases, that is order 2, order 4 and order 6, then we have to replace it with the previous value. So 6 should be replaced by pasta, pizza should be replaced by burger, and paneer tikka should be replaced by biryani. So odd cases have to be replaced by the next, and the even cases have to be replaced by previous value. So one thing that should click in our mind is, here we can make use of a window function, that is lead and lag window functions. So lag window function, what it will do is it will give you the previous value. So paneer tikka can be replaced by biryani if we can somehow get in this particular row the previous value, and the lead function will give you the next value. So for example, in case of burger, if we can somehow in this row we can add a column with the next value, then we can replace this burger with that next value. So let's see how we can use the lead and the lag window functions here to get the desired results. So first of all, let us see how lead and lag will give the output, what kind of output they will give. So I'll do select from orders, and let me first select everything here for now, and let's write first of all the lead function here. Lead, we can say lead what? So what we have to give, we have to give the output as item, right? And we have to do over, we don't need to partition by anything, but we have to order by order underscore id. So what it will do is, let's call it as next item for now, then we will see what it does. Next item. So let me run this and let's see the output for this particular case for now. Yeah, so this next item column, you can see that in the first row, which is order ID 1, you have paneer tikka as the output. So the next row's value has basically come here. Similarly, the next row burger has come here and the pizza has come here. So the next row value has come over here, so which is the next order ID here, right? That is what lead is doing here. So if we look at similarly the lag function, let's quickly write lag similar to this. Let me copy this. Yeah, let's replace this by lag and let's call it as previous item. So now if I run this, let me run this. Yeah, so then you can see the previous item column. In this biryani, so in row number 2, which is order ID 2, you have biryani as the output, right, which is the previous value, this value. Similarly, in this row you have the paneer tikka, in this row you have the burger. So previous values are filled in these columns, right? Now what we have to do here? So as we notice that for odd cases we have to fill it with the next item, and for even cases we have to fill it with the previous item. So that's what we can do here. So we, for that, what we can do is we can make use of basically case when statement, where we can say that if the order ID is even, then use the lag function, and if order ID is odd, use the lead function, right? So let's see how we can use that case statement here. So we can write case when, so when we will use the lead function, when our order ID is odd, right? For this case and this case. And when our order ID is even, then we will use the lag function, right? We will write case when order underscore ID, we will use the modulus operator to check the remainder when divided by 2, and if the remainder is 1, then that order ID is odd. If remainder is 0, then order ID is even. So we can use this and say in this case, when order ID percentage or modulus operator 2 equals 1, then we have to give the lead function. We have to use the lead function and get the item name. However, one more thing to notice here is we have this edge case where our last order is also odd, and in this case how we have to handle it, we have to replace it with the same item. So in this case statement, we should put another condition that the order ID should be odd, and the output of our lead function should not be null, right? In this case the output is null. If output is not null, then only we should replace it with the next item. So we have to write one more condition here, that this lead, let me copy this lead function's output should not be null. We will write is not null. So when these two conditions are met, then what we have to do, then we have to replace, we have to return this particular lead function output. So I'll also replace this for now, right? This is what will be returned when order ID is odd and the output or lead is not null. However, when the order ID is even, then we should return this lag function output. So we will write order ID again modulus operator 2 equals to 0, then we return this particular output of this particular lag function. So I'll also remove this. So this is one case statement. Let me bring this down. Yeah, now it's fine. So this is what will happen. This case statement is look at the order ID and divide it by 2 and check the remainder. If it is 1 and also if it satisfies this not null condition, then it will return you the lead item, and if the order ID's remainder is 0, then it will return the previous item, that is it will return the output of the lag function. Now we have to end this. Before ending it, we have to write else. If this condition is not met, then return item. So this else will cater to this particular condition where this condition will fail because it will be null. This condition will fail and it will fall back to this particular case. So it will return the item, and let's end it as item. Let's call it as item underscore 1 for now. And now, yeah, let's run this and let's see what output we get. Yeah, so you can see here in second column you have the item, the original item which was given in the orders table, and then in the next column you have the item 1 which we created using the case statement. So you can see for order ID 1 we needed Paneer Tikka, so Paneer Tikka is here. For order ID 2 we needed Biryani, so Biryani is here. For order ID 3 what we needed, Pizza, so Pizza is here. And for order ID 4 what we needed, Burger, so Burger is here, and so on. So this is what our final output would look like, but we can remove this item column from here. So instead of using star, we can simply say just return order underscore ID, and this we can call as item, and then if we run it, then our final output should be there. Yeah, so this is our final output. I hope this was helpful. It was a good use case of lead and lag function. You can do it in some other way as well. Do share the query that you have written to solve this question. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.